Your next comedian is the newest member of Plus Two Comedy. She is also the newest member of We Guy Are Sick, the improv troupe here in MAGFest. Please give it up for Laura Prince.
I'm short. Hey guys, my name is Laura Prince. How are you guys liking MAGFest? This is my first MAGFest, and this is amazing because when I was a teenager, I was not cool enough to get invited to parties with alcohol and dancing, so I stayed home and played video games, which has now paid off in dividends because now I am cool enough to get invited to a giant party of alcohol, dancing, and video games. So this is pretty much the best. So, the one thing that's not the best is this weather. We are in the middle of a bomb cyclone. You guys notice they're just coming up with new names for weather? Like, hey, it's really, really damn cold out. We need a name for that. Travis, you got a name for that? It's like they were getting the guy who names all the sci-fi movies. Like, Travis, you got a name? Oh, I don't know. Octo-Blizzard? That makes no sense, Travis. I don't know. Hold on. Bomb Cyclone. It doesn't make any sense, but we've all just decided to go with it. So, who is drinking this MAGFest? Everyone who raised their hands over 21, right? Good. So my friends and I have been drinking a bit, and one of my friends brought into the hotel room a box of wine, but they bought like a particular brand called Black Box wine. And I think they should really commit a little harder to that branding and include a recording device in every box so you can find out where your night went wrong. Tell my parents I love them. I'm going down on a guy I met like 10 minutes ago. So, I'm almost 30, which means all my friends are getting married, and it's terrible. And like my boyfriend's getting ideas, and he was like, you know, Laura, I'm thinking we should like take our relationship to the next level. And I'm like, oh, how many XP do I have to get for that? And he like got annoyed and he was like, no, like I want to give you a ring. And like that was amazing because ever since I was a little girl, I have dreamed of being a Green Lantern. And then he got frustrated and he was like, that's not what I mean. It's not that kind of ring. So now I'm sitting here on Google going like, okay, Google, where's the nearest active volcano? It's Mount St. Helens. That's far. And he gets really frustrated, and I can sense he is having regrets because you would. And he snaps and he just goes, Laura, I just want to give you my heart. It's the worst planeteer. For those of you who laughed, told you, I'm getting old. Like, I used to love cosplaying. Like, you know, 5 years ago, I was Power Girl, I was Emma Frost, boobs out, high heels, everything. But now that I'm, like, almost 30, I'm, like, getting into mom mode, where, like, I'm looking at girls in cosplays, and I'm like, young lady, you are not going out dressed like that. Don't you know we're in the middle of a bomb cyclone? But, like, all my friends are getting married. My best friend just got engaged. Good, I'm so glad you didn't clap. She's not here. We don't have to pretend we're happy for her. Oh my God. And like, she sent me a box full of shit I'll never use that's like, will you be my maid of honor? And like, now there's all this pressure because she's gonna put my reaction video on YouTube because she put a box of Black Box wine in there. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, of course. But like, I'm her best friend, so I'm her maid of honor, so I have to go to bridal shows bridal shows are like MAGFest, but without music, or gaming, or fun. And this woman comes up to my friend and she goes, "Good luck on your bridal journey." The fuck is that? And then I think about that. What happens to best friends on journeys? That's right, Simba, they die. So now, just because some older man gave her a ring, I gotta haul her ass around. So I have to plan the bachelorette party, thinking Mount St. Helens. So, it's not even my most annoying friend that's getting married. Not only do I have one annoying friend getting married, I have lots of annoying friends getting married. Does anybody have that friend who posts things no one gives a shit about on social media? Every day, one of my, like, I say friend, but this is like one of those Facebook friends who was like not a person you ever really liked, but like there was some social political reason you had to be friends with them. And every day she's been posting a different wedding spoiler. Like one day it was her centerpiece, and the next day it was her bouquet. And I'm like, bitch, you got a 2-year-old. We all know what the wedding spoiler's gonna be. I mean, I'm not good with kids. Like, I saw a baby the other day, and all I could think of was like, she's so cute. She's so breakable. Like, it's like a museum piece where I'm like, that, you stay over there. I'm gonna just keep my hands behind my back and not touch it because I'm so scared. Because, like, if I break something in a museum, maybe I go to jail, but probably I just have to, like, pay a fine. If I break a baby, that's, like, real bad news. Like, I'm not getting invited to parties anymore. Who here has roommates? Oh, my God. Who here likes their roommates? Oh, hands went down. Hands went down. I have 2 of the worst roommates. I have a roommate who has, like, a lot of sex toys. Like, Library of Congress of dildos. Probably. I don't know their names. It would be weird if I was on first name, like, basis with her sex toys. Like, I don't start conversations with them. But she has this weird, like, hide-and-go-seek mentality with them, where she, like, hides them places, but it's like a horrible game of hot and cold, because when you get too close to one of her hiding places, she giggles. So, like, one day I went into her room, and I'm talking to her, and I sit down on the ottoman, and I just hear her go, and I'm like, this ottoman's full of sex toys. So I get up, and I'm just like, all right, you know, I'm going to go, and I go into the linen closet to get a towel to take a shower, and I just hear and now I'm just looking around at everything, because, you know, some of these things don't look like sex toys, and I'm like, I don't trust that rubber ducky anymore. And then, like, I went into the freezer, because I was like, I'm going to make dinner. I'm going to be a good roommate. And I just hear her, like, she hears the freezer door close, and I hear her go, And finally I had to snap, and I was like, Jessica, in the freezer? It is 2018. It is far too late for you to be going for that Edward Cullen dick. Twilight jokes. Guys, remember when Twilight was a thing? Oh, God. I have my other roommate writes erotic fan fiction. But like a very specific kind. She writes Transformers erotic fan fiction. Now, guys, sometimes when a stand-up comedian tells you a story, it's fictional. This isn't. Like, you know how other comedians have gone like, oh, I made that up. Nope. So one day I was like, all right, Janella, because that's her name, I'll bite. How does one write Transformers fan fiction? And she goes, oh, it's called Plug and Play. That should have been my reaction. Instead, I had questions. I was like, so what's that? And she goes into a 15-minute diatribe about ports and chords and allsparks, and I don't You know, I still don't know. She sent me a bunch of links to her fan fiction that I'm not going to read because I don't want to awaken something in myself that I didn't know was there. But, like, now I've internalized it, and now, like, I can't sleep with my phone charging in the same room. Like, I just go out into the living room, and I plug it in, and I turn on some soft jazz, lower the lights. Siri, set an alarm for when you're done. Setting alarm for cigarette time. So, every girl on the internet has complained about the same thing. Disney princesses gave me unrealistic expectations. But, like, I'm good. Like, I have great hair, I sing well, animals like me. I'm doing great. Anime lied to me. Because you see, I'm clumsy, and I'm a daydreamer. So I figured that by the time I turned 30, my cat would take me aside and tell me I was Princess of the Moon. I probably should have gotten a cat. But there's reality shows for literally everything now, and I want the Magical Girl reality show. Like, I want to see the challenges of, like, prettiest school uniform and, like, best transformation sequence. I mean, you're not going to win. The girl in the back with the blue hair who's staring out the window not participating, she's the protagonist. She's gonna win. But if you try hard enough, you might be the villain. Because the person who tries and is dedicated to a thing is always the bad guy in these shows. Like, it doesn't matter what your profession is. If you try hard enough, everyone's going to hate you. And the person who doesn't try will be universally beloved. Cartoons don't always send the best messages. So we are at MAGFest, so gaming is huge. So where are the gamers at? Yay! I have a confession to make. I'm a Nintendo fan. You know, like, Xbox is sleek and exclusive. PlayStation is powerful. PCs multitask and they're smart. Nintendo is Hufflepuff. We just have our controllers and we're just going like... That was very realistic. But god damn are we loyal. But I love playing games. I love them so much. I love watching games too. Like, it's January, which means we're about halfway between E3s, which means I have just about recovered from the secondhand embarrassment on the press conferences of E3. I love the trailers. I love the gameplay. But those press conferences kill me. It is always a guy who hasn't been on stage since, like, his 3rd grade Christmas pageant. And it's always, like, the way too real fear factor. Like, James, your quest is to take this note card and read it in front of an audience of critical, judgmental people who have been waiting all day for this information. Best timed roar ever. James will be making his announcement about upcoming games. Kingdom Hearts 3 still doesn't have a release date. And the NES Classic is never coming back. And then he is booed off the stage and assumably taken out and murdered because I never see them again. Do you see a lot of people come back between E3s? I think they clone them in a lab somewhere. I don't see a lot of them. I'm considering becoming a Twitch streamer, but it's really tough when you're a girl to do that. Because one, it turns out I am horrifically annoying. But like, that means I'm perfect for it. But like for a girl, there's an all too fine line between Twitch streamer and cam girl. Like, a lot of it depends on how attractive and charismatic you are. You need a lot of equipment set up, like you need lighting, all of that is something you need for both. And you cannot explain to your grandmother what you do for a living. Hi, Grandma, thanks for the birthday check. Yeah, I'm gonna just use it on some lighting for my new job. Oh, I play video games on the internet, and people watch me and they give me money. No, Grandma, my clothes stay on. Grandma, how do you know what financial domination is? Okay, Grandma, I'll subscribe to your Twitch channel, I guess. My grandma's awesome. I've been playing a lot of choice-based games. Who's played, like, Life is Strange, for example? I've been playing a lot of, like, Life is Strange and Batman and Walking Dead, and it's kind of bled into my personal life a little bit. Now, whenever I argue with my boyfriend, I give him 2 impossible choices, and I don't let him walk it back. Am I too fat, or is this dress too small? Panic. The second one. Laura will remember this. I guess you could say I just have a telltale heart. I'm so glad people, that's like my favorite thing I've written ever, so. The new trend in video games is horrifying to me, like that breaking the fourth wall. Like, who here has played Undertale? All right, so you know how, like, what happens and how it kind of comes to get you. And, like, Undertale and Doki Doki Literature Club, and that's, like, the new trend, is they're coming to get you. And now I am terrified. Like, I'm probably safe because I play Nintendo games, but, like, it's a matter of time. One of these days, I'm gonna, like, fire up Super Mario Odyssey, and, like, Mario's gonna escape and just end up in a bar in Brooklyn, crying because Peach is dumping him again, and I'm gonna have to, like, show Mario how to download and use Tinder. Or, like, my Pokemon are gonna unionize and strike for better living conditions. And, like, suddenly I'm gonna realize I've been the villain the whole time. My other nightmare is hacked games. Who here has seen or played with a hacked game? For those of you who don't know what they are, they're the cartridges that have been altered some way. Sometimes they're like a reskin, like it's a Sega Genesis game with My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. It's something that, like, couldn't exist but now does. So you're buying something and the guy behind the table has 100% tampered with it. How can anybody read a creepypasta and think this is a great idea? And, like, now I look at every one of these games and think, is this the hill I want to die on? Is Pokemon Pink the hill I want to die on? Am I willing to suffer a fate worse than death so I can use Clefairy as a starter? So now I'm sitting there and it's like, Pikachu used surf. Pikachu drowned. Oh my God. Hitmonlee has evolved into Slenderman. Jigglypuff used sing. Look at this photograph. No! Did say a fate worse than death. So I don't know if the last 15 minutes has made it abundantly clear. I am not good with men. I was one of the indoor kids. As I said, I did not get invited to parties, so I had to learn everything I know about sex from video games. For example, I learned everything I know about oral sex from Kirby. So I know 2 approaches. I can swallow and absorb his power, or I can spit it in his face and destroy him. I'm Laura Prince, and that's my time.
Give it up for Laura one more time. As always, feel free to move around. Laura, you did the improv show here at MAGFest as well, correct?
Yeah, I'm tired. A long day.
Well, thank you so much for coming and still doing the show. I got some weird questions from the audience if you'd like them. What's your favorite community to troll?
Who here watches Riverdale?
Too many of you.
I like to go on the Riverdale communities and be like, you know, I don't think Bughead's written very well. And then I watch the world burn. Because if you say anything about Jughead, the world burns.
I love that was hilarious for 8 people and confusing for everyone else. This is a tough one. If Sonic and Tails had sex, which one would get pregnant?
It's gotta be Tails.
Why?
Because Tails is definitely the one who would be the maternal instinct.
Okay, all right.
Sonic would run around and Sonic wouldn't stop exercising for 9 months.
He's got to go fast.
They're not gonna put Sonic on bed rest while he goes into labor.
I'd like to think my boys would use protection, but that's just me. Why are gamer girls like the unicorn of the video game world?
Gamer girls are the unicorn of the gamer world. Happy MAGFest! Gamer girls are the unicorns of the gamer world because if you drink our blood, you will be doomed to a half-life, a cursed life. From the moment the blood touches your lips, you will never be the same.